And how much is it costing us to put this $500 million aside and not roll it into the pension funds, ma'am, through you?
Representative Horn.
Through you, Madam Speaker, first of all, this money will be invested by the treasurer, so there's not an opportunity cost in terms of that. I mean, while it's sitting there, it will be invested. Is the question, if I'm clear, if we were to put that $500 million into our pension fund, how much that would reduce our, I don't know the answer to how much that would reduce our pension obligations going forward, but we could probably try to make a calculation through you, Madam Speaker.
Representative Nuccio.
Thank you. Well, actually, I'm specifically looking at the fiscal analysis, which basically says that it's going to cost us $41.5 million. And it's going to cost us that for the next every year for the next 20 years. I believe 20 years? 25 years. 20 years or 25 years? 25 years. So there is a cost to doing this, and it is going to be $41.5 million a year for the next 25 years by us not putting it forward to the pension now. And I think that's just something that's worthy of note. And I think it's also something worthy of note as to why we should transfer this money right away, right? Like holding it just in case something else, we're losing out on $41.5 million every year for not doing this, right? So if we do not have the need for these dollars by the time we go into session for this very specific list of things, then the money should go to the pension immediately, right? Because there's a cost to doing this. And, you know, I don't know about anybody else, but that pension debt is the thing that keeps me up most at night. You know, the amount of money that we owe and the albatross that we're putting around the next generation's throat to pay for it. So that was why I was asking specifically about why are we not immediately flipping this money when we know there is no other need based off of this federal shutdown right now. Not based off of further cuts or further review or looking at what may or may not come if the government actually ever passes a budget. But our fiscal responsibility should be to continuing paying down that debt. I have no problem with taking this money and pulling it aside for uncertainty and looking at, you know, where we need to help people when all of our federal delegates, including the ones that represent the state of Connecticut, are doing a miserable job of actually representing the people. So I don't have a problem with like putting money aside to help the people because of the fortuitous position that we find ourselves in. But I do have a little bit of a problem of saying, you know, we're going to keep it just in case something happens. If it doesn't, we can use it going forward based off of what we want to see in a budget that's not there, right? And we're going to have to deal with the spending cap and everything else. So I do think that's the only part of this bill that I would have put in here to make it better, is to show that we truly are only doing this to get through this fiscal shutdown and to help the people who need the help during this time period and not use it as a political football come February. So that's the only thing that I think I really would have liked to have seen changed in this. I believe a lot of the items in these categories we're not, you know, we either are going to get reimbursed for, we have the intention of getting reimbursed for, and some that we might have to pay for, but I don't think it's going to come anywhere near to $500 million. And I do find comfort in the fact that this has to go through the governor's office, and it's not left to the whim of legislators. You know, the fact that it has to go through there, and then we've got this committee that's going to look at it. I'm a little bummed that it doesn't have to come back through us because we should be the ones who are voting on it. But overall, the safeguards that are being put in place ensure that the money is not spent for legislative priorities or to give to a favorite legislator or a nonprofit or something that they want or a pet program. Instead, you know, we're truly using this for what we need to use it for, which is to pump up the people where they may see cuts or reductions, especially during the holiday seasons. So thank you for letting me ask my questions. Thank you for the answers, and I appreciate the time.